Yeah, because we're gonna. Yeah, that's the only day I have now.
Neva, it looks like we have Danny on the line as well.
Yeah, I'm on.
I got it.
Hi, this is Lisa Campbell. We have someone that just called in with a 505 number. Can you let me know who it is so we can put you on our sign-in sheet?
Hi, Lisa. This is Rebecca Martinez.
Oh, okay. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? We'll give it a few more minutes, see if we get any other participants. Hi, Benito. We have you, Benito Duran. I'm showing you on the screen, so we'll put you on our sign-in list.
Got it.
We also have a Maria G. Is that Maria Galfrey?
Hilvery, yes.
Very, okay. Okay, we'll get started in just a few minutes. Just give it a few more minutes to see if we get any more participants.
Hello all, how you doing?
Fine, and you, thank you.
Lisa, you should roll.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for attending the public meeting for the City of Las Vegas. This is the second public meeting for today. This is a pre-project selection for CDBG public meeting. This meeting will cover the Community Development Block Grant Program. It will cover the purpose of the program, eligible, ineligible applicants, eligible and ineligible activities, and provide local citizens with the opportunity to propose project ideas. On my screen, I have the minutes and the agenda up on the screen so you can follow along. What I'm basically going to do is just kind of read off of the agenda on the program requirements and give you a little bit of history. And then we'll have citizen participation at the end of the discussion. Item number 2, purpose and history of CDBG. The program objectives for CDBG are to benefit principally low and moderate income families, aid in the prevention of slum and blight, meet urgent community development needs where an existing condition poses a threat to the health and welfare of the community, and other financial resources that are not available. 10,583,849.28 was available for past projects in 2020. Eligible applicants are all communities eligible applicants for infrastructure grants are all counties, incorporated municipalities, and the New Mexico Mortgage Finance Authority. For planning grants, eligible applicants are all counties, incorporated municipalities, New Mexico Mortgage Finance Authority, water associations, sanitation districts, land grants, public nonprofit groups, council of governments, and mutual domestic water consumer associations. Ineligible applicants are Indian pueblos and tribes. They may receive funding directly from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Also are entitlement cities, such as Albuquerque, Farmington, Las Cruces, Rio Rancho, and Santa Fe. They receive funding directly from HUD. Eligible activities are community infrastructure, and that includes water, sewer systems, solid waste disposal systems, street improvements. Street improvements include roads, streets, curbs and gutters, sidewalks, traffic control devices, street lighting, parking facilities, and municipal utilities. Public facilities is another eligible activity, which includes real property acquisition, construction, or improvement of structures. Community centers, such as community centers, senior centers, homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, substance abuse facilities, non-residential centers for the handicapped, such as shelter workshops, other community facilities designed to provide health, social, recreational, or similar community services for residents. Another eligible activity is housing. That includes real property acquisition, rehabilitation, clearance, provisions of public facilities to increase housing opportunities, code enforcement, historic preservation activities. A maximum of $65,000 in CDBG funds per home can be used on rehab and repair activities. We also have economic development, which assists businesses in creating new jobs for low and moderate income persons, creation of businesses owned by community residents. Planning grants, which provide grant assistance, must be for a comprehensive plan if there has not been a current or updated plan within the last 5 years. And that goes for the counties and the municipalities. Planning also covers asset management plans, development of codes and ordinances, feasibility studies such as a preliminary engineering report and environmental report, base mapping, aerial photography, GIS systems, The limit on planning grants is 50,000 to request. Colonias communities, the state of New Mexico is obligated to allocate 10% of the total CDBG funding in each year to eligible projects in designated colonias. Applicants must be designated colonia prior to November 1990 and located within 150 miles of the U.S./Mexican border. The projects must address lack of potable water, inadequate sewage systems, or lack of decent, safe, and sanitary housing. So for projects that are ineligible for CDBG are construction or rehabilitation of buildings used for the general conduct of government, such as city halls or courthouses. The only exception is to make a public or government operating facility ADA compliant. Also ineligible are general operation and maintenance expenses on public facilities, income maintenance programs, any housing allowance payments and mortgage subsidies, including but not limited to expenditures for the use of equipment or premises for any political activities. Costs involved in preparing applications and securing funding are not eligible as well. CDBG program requirements. Applicants must conduct at least one public meeting prior to selecting a project to advise citizens of estimated CDBG funds available, type of project available, obtain recommendations from citizens regarding community development and housing needs. A minimum of 3 meetings is recommended. This is the second of 4 meetings that we have scheduled for the city. Citizen participation must be encouraged with the emphasis on low and moderate income persons by publishing public meeting notices in English and Spanish and using other means such as media or posting flyers in an effort to reach the public. Recommendations from the public are to be considered and the project selected at an official meeting of the governing body. Each CDBG application must address at least one of the 3 national objectives: the benefit to low and moderate income persons, prevention of slum and blight, urgent or life-threatening community development needs. Application requirements. All applications must include a full and phased scope of work to include corresponding budgets. Application requests are limited to a maximum of $500,000 without certified cost estimates and $750,000 with certified cost estimates. And certified cost estimates are from your a project engineer that would need to certify if you were going to go for the $750,000. Projects, both full and phased, must be fully functional on a standalone basis once awarded funds have been expended. Projects must be completed within 24 months of a fully executed grant agreement. A previous year's unfunded CDBG applications must be updated and resubmitted if the applicant, after conducting the required public hearings, determine that the project is still viable and a priority for the community. As part of the requirements, there is a match requirement. Rural communities must provide a minimum 5% cash match. Municipalities with 3,000 residents or less and counties with 25,000 residents or less will have a 5% cash match. Non-rural communities must provide a 10% cash match. Municipalities with more than 3,000 residents and counties with more than 25,000 residents will be required to provide a 10% cash match. Applications are scored by rating certain criteria such as description and need, benefit to low and moderate income persons, leveraging citizen participation, planning, feasibility and readiness, user fees and revenues, and cost benefit. The Community Development Council also will take into consideration current economic situations if the entity was funded last year and application presentations. Objective of this meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to gather information from the local community about potential project ideas. Community members must keep in mind the parameters of the CDBG program in terms of eligible or other required elements. At this time, neither the city nor city council have determined a project to pursue. We will now discuss some of the current and our previous CDBG projects that have impacted our community, and then we will take questions from the audience as well as receive input for potential project ideas. Current and past projects that have been completed by the City of Las Vegas. There was one in 2013, CDBG, City of Las Vegas Senior Center. And there was another project in 2010, street and drainage improvements, which was Peterson Pumpback. Ideas for projects. The city has their ICIP, which eligible projects are what they have on their ICIP right now are, and these are just samples of what they have and that are eligible. Roadway improvements, Hot Springs Boulevard from Mills Avenue to Valencia Street, and Legion Drive from Grand Avenue to 7th Street. And there's other projects on their ICIP that are eligible, but these are just samples of what would be eligible activities. Now we will go to any questions, and if anybody has any questions or any citizen input regarding potential project ideas. Please unmute yourself and state your name and provide your question or your input. Thank you.
Hello,
Yes, we can hear you.
my name is Benito Duran. I live up here on Upper 8th Street, right past Williams Drive. And there's a section there that I've been asking to get repaired. The county has repaired from their section up, improved the road and drainage and so forth. But this section here from Williams Drive up to where the county is, it is very bad. Drainage needs to be addressed on the east side. When it rains or it snows, big puddles just get there because there's no drainage for it. Consequently, it's making the road weak or the pavement, and it just, the road, that's a major road coming into Las Vegas from Upper Town. So there is a lot of traffic there. Safety-wise, the road's very narrow. It just gets worse and worse as time goes on. I've addressed it before with the city, and there was a big issue that it didn't belong to the city. And I went to the state. They finally said, yes, it belongs to the city. So I just like to address it, to address the drainage on it, on the east side especially, the width of the road, stop signs, not stop signs, but speed signs there. That should slow down to at least 35, maybe 25. People coming up from Upper 8th Street, they're just speeding down that area there. Maybe put speed, not speed humps, but the things that make noise on the road, and just improve that area in general.
Okay, on Williams Drive, do you know the approximate location of that? The area that you're talking
Yes, it starts there on Williams Drive and ends up in right at the county line. Did you get that?
Yes, sir. I have Williams Drive to county line for street and drainage.
And this
That'll be
on 8.
That would be off of 8th Street?
Yeah, it's 8th Street, but it's got drainage there on 8th Street to the county line.
Okay, so I have 8th Street from Williams Drive to county line.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. We will input that, put that on the citizen input, so we could provide that to the council. The city council will make a determination as to what projects they'll pursue. again, there's eligibility requirements that the city has to follow in order for a section to be eligible. The main funding source, which is CDBG, they basically go off of low to moderate income. So there would have to be surveys done within that. If the city selected that project to move forward, they would have to do surveys in order to determine if it was a low to moderate income area. And if it's eligible, then it could move forward. However, but that would be up to city council to propose that project. But we thank you for your input, and it'll be considered on what the city determines.
Okay, is there any way that I can attend that meeting of the city council when we address this?
Yes, sir. The next, I believe it'll be listed. Danny, you guys are providing the projects on the next council meeting, correct?
If we could get in the agenda on time, we will. Hopefully by this Friday, we have to have it in, then I could present them.
So when would the next council meeting be?
It'll be the 17th.
Okay. Okay, if I can, I'd like to address the issue at that time also.
Sounds good.
And they do have a public input for that.
Okay, I'd like to address the city council at that time if I could.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be on the next meeting would be on the 17th, and I believe that's when they're going to propose any projects for the council to consider.
Okay, I thank you all for your time. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. I appreciate you attending. Do we have any other questions or comments from anyone else? No other questions or comments. We'll go ahead and adjourn our meeting. And our next meeting is scheduled for 3 o'clock. We have one at 3 and then we have another one at 6. I appreciate everybody attending. And please let me know if you have any other questions. You're more than welcome to give me a call or email me. Again, this is Lisa Campbell with Stantec. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.